Hello everyone, Victoria over here. So this week's video is about trans relationships. Before I do go on to that, let me go ahead and tell you what I did this week. I didn't do anything. Actually, now that I think of it, I didn't do anything at all. It's the laziest week ever in my life. I literally stayed at home all week. And I had the house to myself because my mom was working this other side of the country because her job sent her there. My brother went with her. So they were at the beach and I was here in the city and I had the house to myself and I didn't party. I didn't do anything. I was a good girl. And yeah, it was pretty boring. But aside from that, I actually did get like a lot of sleeping time. Yeah, be asleep. But yeah, that was pretty much it. We did have like something that happened in the country is that one of our volcanoes eruption and there was ash everywhere. I've never seen so much ash in my life. Basically what happens is that the volcano starts throwing a lot of ash, and this has happened before in the year, and we did have like, luckily this time was fast. It lasted like 1 or 2 days. The other times that it lasts for weeks, but this time it was like the hardest it's ever been. And you could see the sky, and it looks like when it's about to rain really heavy, like when the storm is coming, it looks really dark, but instead of rain, it was ash. It was everything like was covered in ash. The streets actually were white. They were no longer black, they were white. Everything just looked like foggy, and it was because of the ash. And I remember I was walking, it was happening like so fast, and I went to run an errand. I had to go to the bank, and it took me like an hour or so to get back home, to get out, do the errand, get back home. And when I got back home, my face looked ridiculous. I just burst out laughing because I had ash like all over my face and I hadn't noticed, and I looked like, I don't know, like I just got taken out of a Mary Poppins movie, because it was like, like when they do the chimney scene and everything, it was just that bad. And I actually did a snap video of it and everything. But yeah, that was like about the most interesting thing that happened this week. Luckily it started raining yesterday, and you Costa Rica, it rains a lot on the rain. We have 2 seasons. We have the rainy season, and the dry season. And that's it. So we're already in rainy season, and it rained a lot yesterday, and today hasn't been raining, so that washes off the ash, luckily for us. So let's go ahead and get into relationships. I've always said that, people, there's always this thing that people assume that for a trans person, a relationship is different. Usually when people ask me about it, they like to ask a lot about my sexual life, which is none of anybody's business. But it's actually, like, my life is no different than anybody else's. What I think that if you want to get into a relationship, you do have to know how to like love yourself and accept yourself for who you are. Before I transitioned, I'd only had like a girlfriend. I'm bisexual, and I'd only had one girlfriend before I transitioned, and that was in high school, so it was like that kind of teenage love kind of thing, and that really doesn't count, I could say. It was really nice. I mean, we had fun. Can't say that we didn't, but as far as like a serious adult relationship, that didn't happen until after I transitioned. And it was basically because I was always too afraid of going out, of dating anyone actually, like even going out with someone. And always scared the thought. It scared me a lot because I didn't like myself, and I really hated the way I looked. So basically, I had this idea that other people thought the same thing about me. So basically, I just didn't do anything. Immediately when I transitioned, started dating this girl, she became my girlfriend. We were together for like 6 months. I'm not a long-term relationship girl. Clearly, because my other relationship lasted 3 months. I'll tell you about that one later. But, I mean, now this girl who I dated first, it was like, she's now my best friend. And I'm really thankful for all the time that we shared together, because it taught me just so much about myself, stuff that I didn't know, and it was it was a really difficult time for me because when you transition, there are a lot of things that you're trying to figure out and who you are and who you want to be. And as a trans girl, I was like trying to figure out what my image was like, my physical image, if what I liked to wear, what I didn't like to wear, how comfortable did I feel wearing something, and how comfortable something made me feel. And also trying to figure out the people who were around me, who wanted the best for me, and who were just trying to put me down. So it's, trying to figure all that stuff out. It's like it's like being a teenager again, so it's really hard. But this time everything just happens a lot faster. So that relationship was really nice. I mean, it ended up pretty well actually, now that I think about it. There wasn't like no fighting or anything. It was like a sad breakup, but we were able to be mature about it later on and grow up as people. And we're now really great friends, and I know I can always count on her and she can always count on me. My family loves her. She still comes here all the time for dinners, or I go to her place. Last Saturday actually, I didn't have the keys to my house. I came home at like 4:30 a.m. So I just texted her. Luckily she was awake, and she lives like right near where I do. So she actually came to pick me up on Uber, and then we went to her place. I was able to get some rest, and nicest thing ever. Like, before I went to bed, she was like, "You're gonna have breakfast because you haven't had anything to eat." She actually made me pancakes and orange juice. Like, she's an amazing person. I'm really thankful for her friendship and everything. The other relationship that I had was with the transgender girl. It was really interesting because it was about she had recently started her transition when we started dating. I'm sorry, I know I talk too fast. I'll try to slow down. She recently started dating, and it was really interesting to see that side. It was like looking at myself from the outside, because I know that I had gone through that, and it was like giving her all the support and knowing what she was going to do next, and knowing what was she feeling at that exact moment, and knowing that I could provide her all the support that she needed. It was really nice for me. She was amazing to me. Like, I have literally no words to describe how amazing she was to me, how well she behaved, and all the things that she did for me. It's stuff that people usually don't do for anybody else. I'm really thankful to her for that. Sorry, a little bit allergies. And let's see. But I don't know what I can rescue amongst all the stuff that I went through is how much I grew as a person, and all the situations that I went through with them, how they help me now live day to day, and how it just helps you grow and view everything from a different perspective, and that's really cool. And that's something that people should always rescue about relationships after they break up, or if they're in one, that you should always try to learn and change constantly. And I'm a person that always says that change is the best thing that can happen to you, and you should always change constantly, and not change like everything about you, because there's always this essence about you, about who you are and what people know you for, but always try to change for improvement. Like, always go forward and never stop. So that's what that's what I say is the most, that's what I can tell is what I learned from it, and that's what anybody should do. And you have all those precious memories, and I'm really an optimistic person, so all the bad stuff that happened, I know that happened for a reason, and I never say, hey, it was your fault. I say it's our fault, because at the end of the day, relationship is composed by two people, or three. I don't know what you guys are into, but whenever something happens, I never say, hey, it's your fault, it's our fault, because if you did something, it's probably because I led you to do that, or because you thought it was okay and I didn't say so before. And that's one thing about relationships. There's always this need for communication. It's crucial for any sort of relationship, whether it's with your family, or whether it's with your friends, or whether it's a love relationship. There should always be communication. Things should always be clear and placed on the table. Right now, I'm a single girl. I'm not ready to mingle. I'm actually, like, right now enjoying, casual sex, dating every now and then. I don't really like dating. I have to say about myself. Usually, if I have like these friends that I sleep with, and that's it. I don't, and that's what they're for, and that's it. I don't like to get into like dating and getting serious with the person because right now I have a lot of goals that I want to reach, and those are not in having a relationship right now or dating. It takes time, and even though it's a good thing, right now there are things that I want to achieve that dating wouldn't allow me to. And I want to grow in my career. I want to be a better activist for this country. There's a lot of stuff that I've yet to learn. And even though relationships are always about support each other and grow together, right now there are a lot of things I have to figure out by my own self. So right now I'm just enjoying my life as it is, not in search for anything, and really happy where I am right now. I wouldn't regret any of the decisions that I've made or that I'm making right now. So yeah, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you next week. And oh, by the way, the video for United Nations came out, the one I told about last week. So I'll try to post a Facebook link. It's in Spanish though, but you can get the idea of it. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video and you learned something. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.